All right, today's video, we're going to go through 5 books that I think all athletes should read, but regardless of what you're doing, if you're in a team sport, individual sport, just doing it to do it, whatever. 5 books that, kind of get the mind right, for all athletic endeavors. And, 20, 25 minutes of reading a day, that's going to, expose you to anywhere from 1.8 to 2 million words a year. So that's going to help with a lot. Help you speak better, write better, think better, articulate better, expand your horizons. So it's important to do. All right, so get off Facebook, stop watching the news, stop checking the polls. Shit don't matter, all right? We gotta get the mind right. All right, number 1, we're gonna do running and being, the total experience. Dr. George Sheehan. This dude was a cardiologist, and became a runner later in life, and just highlights some really good stuff with training and just living the endurance lifestyle, doing all the good stuff. So just to read a quick thing from the back: a contagious hoorah for sports, the body, and the mystical delights of running. His words have wings of their own. I would agree with that. This dude knows how to write. Sheehan laces his philosophy with practical advice and includes his unique one-day method for determining which sport is best for you. That's very interesting. That's a really good part. He tells how to prepare for a marathon, how to jog effectively, avoid injuries, what it takes to compete in a race. Really good. Definitely check this one out. I think on Amazon I got it. It's an older book, so you probably have to search. Next one, Lenny Bruce biography. How to talk dirty and influence people. And you may, these books are going to be a little bit of everything. Which I'm, proponent of. You gotta get out of your comfort zones and read all different stuff. And the reason for this is that, Lenny Bruce was a leader, and he was, someone who didn't go by the status quo. He had his values, his ideals, his morals, and he lived by them, for better or worse. And as an athlete, that's just, that's second nature, especially if you're doing a team sport. You gotta really understand what your purpose is and how you could contribute to the team. So this is, little quick snippet on the back. In the course of a career that began in the late 1940s, Lenny Bruce challenged the sanctity of organized religion and other societal and political conventions. He widened the boundaries of free speech. So very important stuff. And, we see now athletes using platforms to, discuss stuff that they feel they want to discuss. And I'm all for that. They should. They got the template to do it. And you don't want to be some drone or some robot. All right. This book will help you stop being a robot if you are one. Next one, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance and Inquiry into Values by Robert Persig. I got onto this from Phil Jackson, from one of his biography books. He mentioned, how this was a real fundamental book in shaping his values and his ideals and what he had to do. So this is a great book. One of the most important, I'm going to read it from the back. One of the most important and influential books written in the past half century. I would agree with that. Robert N. Persig. Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance is a powerful, moving, and penetrating examination of how we live, and a breathtaking meditation on how to live better. So basically, it's just one long cross-country motorcycle trip, him and his son. And the whole time he's basically taking you through his life. And he was a professor at a college, and he's taking you through, how he went about his classes, how he went preparing for them, the material he taught, and how to teach and effectively teach, and real mind-blowing stuff. I mean, I read this book, and I was, I would read certain pages, and you'd have to go back and reread them, because it's just like, damn, real good stuff. This book, highly recommended. Next one, The Art of Peace, Morihei Ueshiba. This dude was, let me just read the back. I don't want to give it away. The real way of the warrior is based on compassion, wisdom, fearlessness, and love of nature. So taught great Morihei Ueshiba. This dude was born in 1883, died in 1969, founder of the Japanese martial art of Aikido. Aikido is a discipline Ueshiba called the art of peace. It offers a nonviolent way to victory in the face of conflict, and he believed that Aikido principles could be applied to all the challenges we face in life, in personal and business relationships, as well as in every other everyday social interaction. So real, it's kind of short, the pages. They're more like just his sayings. A lot of them like highlighted to remember, but some of them like this is a good one I like. In the art of peace, we never attack. An attack is proof that one is out of control. Never run away from any kind of challenge, but do not try to suppress or control an opponent unnaturally. Let attackers come any way they like and then blend with them. Never chase after opponents. Redirect each attack and get firmly behind it. So just, real, some next level stuff. And if you're, an athlete and, you're in a combative sport, or even in a sport that's really not combative, there's still lessons to be learned from this, but especially athletes who are in any kind of, combative, battle-ish sort of sport, because you got to know how to still bring the intensity, the tenacity, the fearlessness, but respect the game, respect the opponent, and not do anything that shows you're out of control. Because to being able to know when to turn it on and off is something you got to learn how to do. And a book like this gives it all you need to know. The last one, kind of a random one, but I think the reason I think this is good for athletes because, this author in particular, from reading some of his books, really improved like critical thinking and analytical skills because this dude his books teach you how to read them. Because he's got a crazy style how he writes, but it definitely improves your. Let me show it. All right, consider the Lobster by David Foster Wallace and other essays. So it's basically just like a compilation of stuff that was either in magazines or just articles he wrote on pretty much every sort of topic imaginable. But again, the reason why I think it's good, not only do you expand your horizons, learn all this different interesting stuff, you're going to improve your critical thinking skills because it is somewhat of a difficult. If you're used to his writing, it's you'll on the this is how he is. But if you're first getting into him, the dude will take you into another stratosphere. But when you do that and you follow along, you improve your critical thinking and your analytical skills. And when you go back to whatever sport you're doing, you come in with whole new knowledge, whole new approach. So this author especially, real good in improving that. All right, so that's what we got today. 5 books. All right, 25 minutes every day. That's all you got to do. All right, you don't want to be some one-dimensional person, especially athletics. Because there's a lot of like different scenes with athletics, and people get stuck in ruts, and it's good to read and get away from all that shit because a lot of it is really lame. So you gotta read and you gotta learn. All right, that's all we got today. Shredneck out.